All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. And if you look on the screen right now, what you'll see is in video 52, I wrote a fairly simplistic array demo where I had a list of kind of mythical test scores, which I randomly generated 25 numbers between 0 and 100 representing test scores. And then I found out a bunch of stuff about them. Then I rewrote the program, and I rewrote it as a GUI program. All right. So now what I mentioned at the end of the last lecture or two is there's a lot of repetition between these two. So what I want to do is I want to create another library file and be able to use that library file in both the console version and the GUI version of the program. All right. So what I want to do first, and I brought the programs up, is you'll notice this is the console version. All right, and what am I doing in here? Initializing the array, sorting it in ascending order, sorting it in descending order, getting the lowest test score, getting the highest test score, getting the sum of all test scores, and getting the average of all test scores. So really, with the buttons that I had in the other program, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. I don't need a help in here, which would be number 7. All right, I don't need an exit in here, which would be number 8. I don't need a clear in here, which would be number 9. I guess I would like to add the search capabilities of the two, and I don't think I have that in there right now. In fact, I don't even need that. That's 10 and 11. But I am going to go and add in here get range of all test scores, which I'm going to get an error because it doesn't exist, and get median of all test scores. And again, I'm going to get an error because it doesn't exist. So let's quickly write these two. So let's first do the get range. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and it'll be another static void. All right, get all test scores. All right, now I'm going to do an array.sort of test scores. All right, and then I'm going to come in here and say, in fact, I can do this. Oh, I'll do it like this. Int, oh, hello. Don't know how I moved that up, but I did. All right, so int range equals test scores of size -1, which is the biggest one that's in there now, minus test scores 0. That's it. I'm taking the biggest and subtracting the smallest from it. And then we'll put in this. So I'm going to say the range of test scores is, and we'll put in range. Whoops. All right. And then I'm going to also quickly, and I mean quickly, I'm going to do the same thing in here. I'm going to grab this. So notice that's not an error anymore, but this one will be until I write it. All right, so it'd be another static void at the very bottom here, and probably didn't copy that last curly. No, I did not, or the paren. All right, so what do we have in here? We'll do another array.sort. We really don't have to because we just sorted it. So test scores. All right, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to say int median equals test scores 12. That's the one in the middle. Now, I thought about this the other day, and let me show you something real quick. All right. there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing right now. This will work just fine. It's totally fine the way it is. All right. But if I wanted to be a little more pure, so to speak, I could say if size, try that again, Jeff. If size modulo 2, so if I divide it by 2, if it's equal to 0, all right, and let's come in here and let's do an int median right here. So int median, we'll set it equal to 0. Not maybe the best thing to do, but I'm going to do that anyway. So if size, meaning that it's an even number that we have in there, all right, then I'm going to say median equals test scores, and we'll say here of, we want what's in the middle, but we can add 1 to it if we want to. All right, so we can say size, I'm going to just come in here and say this. I'm going to say number, it's got to be an int number equals size divided by 2. And I could say plus 1 if I wanted to. I don't have to, but I could. All right, so I'm going to say here median equals test score of number. Otherwise, and let's do this up here. I'm going to say int int number equals 0, and then now we can get rid of that int there. So I'm going to say else, and I'll say in here all right, else, we can copy this. But now we want to say size divided by 2 plus 1. And either way now, median is equal to test score of number. Now I'm getting, doesn't like something here. It says unreachable code. If size modulo 2 equals 0, why would that be unreachable code? Size, which I think did up here, didn't we? There's size, 25 in this case. If 25 modulo 2 is equal to 0, I'm trying to figure out right now why it wouldn't like that. Wonder if some that shouldn't be bothering it. No. If size modulo 2, so 25 modulo 2 is going to give you 1. Unreachable code detected. What if we did this? Let's get rid of this. You'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to say number equals size modulo 2. And we're going to put it in there like this. Question mark. So if it comes out that it's 0, median equals, and it's a wrong size divided by 2. And like I said, I'm doing this literally off the top of my head, so that should be question mark, not colon. Colon, median. All right, so we're going to say here median equals, not number equals. So median equals size modulo 2 equals 0. If it is, number is equal to size divided by 2. Otherwise, median, otherwise number is equal to size divided by 2 plus 1. Now, give me a second here to clean this up. No longer should that have to go in here. All right, it's getting there. You can see how it's cleaned up already. Don't need this. All right. Now, what we're saying here, we're trying to figure out the median. So the median, I want to take the size. So for instance, the size of our array is 25. All right. 25 modulo 2 is going to give us 1. So it's not equal to 0. So it's going to do the colon, which means do the size divided by 2 and add 1 to it. But if it was 24, then it would be size divided by 2. Now I could just always say that it's equal to the size divided by 2 plus 1, and that might be a better way. I don't know. All right. So I don't know if I really want that to be the median. That is the median value. So we're going to make that median value. And again, I'm getting a bunch of errors as I do this. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I really and truly am, and I think it shows. So we'll also have int median. Set that equal to 0 as well. So median is going to be a test scores of median value. So the median of test scores is median. Now let's take a look at it and see if we actually did it right or not. All right, so I'm not using this number. I am using number. It's assigned, but its value is never used. Well, that isn't true. It's used over here. So file, save all, and let's run it. It's probably, if it comes up with the GUI, yeah, it does. So we got to fix that. We got to change our start project. Okay, so let's take a look here. I have no errors, and that's a good start. So there's the original. There's ascending. There's descending. There's the lowest. There's the highest. There's the sum. There's the average. There's the range, 99 minus 0, so that's correct. Now, what should happen in here for the median should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Should be 32. It's giving me 33. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm off by 1. Fix that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say median value equals this. Like that. All right, and I'm going to run it again. Now I don't need number. You know, if you've got code in here and you're not using it, you should remove it. Sometimes I go in and I just comment it out, but one way or the other, you should get rid of it. I think I've got, okay, ascending, descending, lowest, highest, sum, average, range. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should be 38. Well, the median is 0, so of course that's not working. And I know what the problem is. That shouldn't be, it should be divide. Now with 25 divided by 2, it is going to throw it away. So actually it's going to give me 12. Well, let's see if it works. All right, ascending, descending, lowest is 16, highest is 100, sum is 1360, average is 54.4, range is 84, 100 minus 16, and the median should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 52, and it is. I believe it now works. Now that's the first thing I wanted to do. It took longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. Now what I want to do is I want to grab all of this and I want to copy it to the clipboard. And I'm going to do a file, save all here, and I'm going to go back to here. Now, why am I doing this? Well, I'm going to put in here as comments, copy all that in like that. Why? Because I want to use the same names. If I'm going to sit there and create a, if I'm going to go in and create a file that's going to be a library file and they want to be used by both programs, the routine should be the same. So this is sort array ascending, and what did I call it here? See, it's show array ascending order. I don't want that anymore. I want that to be sort array ascending. I don't know where that is. Smallest. So that should be sort array ascending. So should that. Okay, so that one's fixed, hopefully. Then I've got sort array descending. Now let's do this. Oh, and we don't. Okay, I've got that. So that has to be sort array descending. So I'll have to find where that is. Okay, I've got an error from the one I just put in. This is show array. This should be sort array ascending. So should that. Okay, this should be sort array descending. Okay, I think I've removed all my errors. No, I have not. So this has got to go back to sort array ascending. Okay. Righty. It's not showing many errors over here, so I think I've got it all fixed. All right, now I need get lowest test score and get highest test score. So this has got to change to get lowest test score and this one has to change to get highest test score. Okay, so now I should have all of those are done. So I need get sum of all test scores and get AVG of all test scores. Okay, that's the sum. I don't have an average anymore. But we could make one if we wanted to, which might be a little cleaner, I don't know. Again, I'm going to get some errors in here. Just hold on for a minute, please. Just grab all this and just copy it. All right. Okay, that's that one. Don't need this anymore. Or this. Okay. Okay, so now I've got that. So as far as I can tell, now all of those are done. I need get range of all test scores and get median of all test scores. Should have written a separate routine for this, and I didn't, it looks like. Okay, that should be fixed. Now we need to get median. Again, I did the same thing in here. So this will be get median of all tests, which we have to write, so that's why I'm getting the error. Okay, now the big reveal here, so to speak, is going to be, did I break anything that was in here? I renamed everything, so they are now consistent between the two different programs. Let's try to run this. We have to make this our startup project. Okay, we've got that. There's the original, doesn't change. There's our help. It's good. Let's see, we've got, it looks like a 3, a 5, and a 6, etc. 3, 5, 6. That still works. Descending works. Ascending 97, 95, 84. Yep, that works. Smallest should be 3. Largest should be 97. That all is working. Sum, I don't know. 1106. Average 1106 divided by 25 is going to be something a little over 40. The range should be 97 minus 3, which is 94. The median should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Should be 49. All right, and I haven't touched these, but I should still be able to search. So 6. That's correct. 7, which is not in there. 6. And 7, whoops, 7. Okay, so everything is now copacetic, as they say. All right, so now what I've done is I now have common names between the two different programs. All right, and those names, again, are the ones here. I don't think I'm doing an initialize array in there, but I'll have to check that. So I should probably check that one too. But I now have sort array ascending, sort array descending, get lowest test score, get highest test scores, get sum of all test scores, get AVG of all test scores, get range of all test scores, and get median of all test scores. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 8 things. Again, I'm not doing the search in here, so that would be 10 of the 14. I don't have a help, which is 11. I don't have a clear, which is 12. I don't have an exit, which is 13. So I have an initialize array in here. And let's go back to this one. And I called it clear and populate. Not good. So let's change that to initialize array. Now it looks like I already have an initialize array in here. So maybe that isn't what I want to do. Let's go back. Let's look at this clear and populate and see what's in here. Okay, so there it is. It is calling initialize array. Okay, so that should be okay. Let's just run it one more time and make sure it's still filling up my array. It is. Okay, so that is all done. So when I come back in the next lecture, what I will be doing then is I will be creating a new library file. So I'm going to come in here. I can do that right now. Right mouse, click on the solution, click Add, New Project. I want a class library, and it's going to be called ArrayBoth. And the reason I'm using both on these is because I'm using it for both programs. Maybe that's not the greatest name, but it's the one I'm using. So there it is. I don't need this class. So when I come back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that. All right. So see you soon.